Chapter 46. Accordingly, Israel and all who were his pulled out and came to Beersheba, and he proceeded to sacrifice sacrifices to the God of his father Isaac. Then God talked to Israel in visions of the night, and said, "Jacob, Jacob," to which he said, "Here I am." And he went on to say, "I am the true God, the God of your father. Do not be afraid to go down to Egypt, for I shall constitute you there into a great nation. I myself shall go down with you to Egypt, and I myself shall surely bring you up also. And Joseph will lay his hand upon your eyes." After that, Jacob got up out of Beersheba, and the sons of Israel continued transporting Jacob their father, and their little ones and their wives, in the wagons that Pharaoh had sent to transport him. Further, they took along their herds and their goods which they had accumulated in the land of Canaan. Eventually they came into Egypt, Jacob and all his offspring with him. He brought his sons and his sons' sons with him, his daughters and his sons' daughters, even all his offspring with him into Egypt. Now these are the names of Israel's sons who came into Egypt, Jacob and his sons. Jacob's firstborn was Reuben. And the sons of Reuben were Hanoch and Palu and Hezron and Carmi. And the sons of Simeon were Jemuel and Jamin and Ohad and Jachin and Zohar and Shaul, the son of a Canaanite woman. And the sons of Levi were Gershon, Kohath, and Merari. And the sons of Judah were and Onan and Shelah and Perez and Zerah. However, and Onan died in the land of Canaan. And the sons of Perez came to be Hezron and Hamul. And the sons of Issachar were Tola and Puvah and Yob and Shimron. And the sons of Zebulun were Sered and Elon and Jaleel. These are the sons of Leah whom she bore to Jacob in Paddan Aram, together with his daughter Dinah. All the souls of his sons and of his daughters were 33. And the sons of Gad were Ziphion and Haggai, Shunai and Esbon, Eri and Arodi and Areli. And the sons of Asher were Imnah and Ishvi and Beriah, and there was Serah their sister. And the sons of Beriah were Heber and Malchiel. These are the sons of Zilpah, whom Laban gave to his daughter Leah. In time she bore these to Jacob, 16 souls. The sons of Rachel, Jacob's wife, were Joseph and Benjamin. And there came to be born to Joseph in the land of Egypt Manasseh and Ephraim, whom Asenath the daughter of Potipherah, the priest of On, bore to him. And the sons of Benjamin were Bela and Becher and Ashbel, Gera and Naaman, Ehi and Rosh, Muppim and Huppim and Ard. These are the sons of Rachel who were born to Jacob. All the souls were 14. And the sons of Dan were Hushim, and the sons of Naphtali were Jaazeel and Guni and Jezer and Shillem. These are the sons of Bilhah, whom Laban gave to his daughter Rachel. In time she bore these to Jacob. All the souls were 7. All the souls who came to Jacob into Egypt were those who issued out of his upper thigh, aside from the wives of Jacob's sons. All the souls were 66. And Joseph's sons who were born to him in Egypt were 2 souls. All the souls of the house of Jacob who came into Egypt were 70. And he sent Judah in advance of him to Joseph to impart information ahead of him to Goshen. After that they came into the land of Goshen. Then Joseph had his chariot made ready, and went up to meet Israel his father at Goshen. When he appeared to him, he at once fell upon his neck, and gave way to tears upon his neck, again and again. Finally Israel said to Joseph, "This time I am willing to die, now that I have seen your face, since you are still alive." Then Joseph said to his brothers and to his father's household, Let me go up and report to Pharaoh and say to him, My brothers and my father's household who were in the land of Canaan have come here to me. And the men are shepherds, because they became stock raisers, and their flocks and their herds and all they have brought here. And what must occur is that when Pharaoh will call you and actually say, What is your occupation? You must say, Your servants have continued to be stock raisers from our youth until now, both we and our forefathers, in order that you may dwell in the land of Goshen, because every herder of sheep is a detestable thing to Egypt. Chapter 47. Accordingly, Joseph came and reported to Pharaoh and said, My father and my brothers and their flocks and their herds and all they have come from the land of Canaan, and here they are in the land of Goshen. And from the whole number of his brothers he took 5 men, that he might present them to Pharaoh. Then Pharaoh said to his brothers, What is your occupation? So they said to Pharaoh, Your servants are herders of sheep, both we and our forefathers. After that they said to Pharaoh, We have come to reside as aliens in the land, because there is no pasturage for the flock that your servants have, for the famine is severe in the land of Canaan. And now let your servants dwell, please, in the land of Goshen. At that Pharaoh said to Joseph, Your father and your brothers have come here to you. The land of Egypt is at your disposal. Have your father and your brothers dwell in the very best of the land. Let them dwell in the land of Goshen. And if you know that there are among them courageous men, you must appoint them cattle chiefs over what is mine. Then Joseph brought in Jacob his father, and introduced him to Pharaoh, and Jacob proceeded to bless Pharaoh. Pharaoh now said to Jacob, How many are the days of the years of your life? So Jacob said to Pharaoh, The days of the years of my alien residences are 130 years. Few and distressing the days of the years of my life have proved, and they have not reached the days of the years of the lives of my fathers in the days of their alien residences. After that, Jacob blessed Pharaoh, and went out from before Pharaoh. Thus Joseph had his father and his brothers dwell, and he gave them a possession in the land of Egypt, in the very best of the land, in the land of Ramesses, just as Pharaoh had commanded. And Joseph kept supplying his father and his brothers, and the entire household of his father with bread, according to the number of the little ones. Now there was no bread in all the land, because the famine was very severe, and the land of Egypt and the land of Canaan became exhausted as a result of the famine. And Joseph went on picking up all the money that was to be found in the land of Egypt and in the land of Canaan for the cereals which people were buying. And Joseph kept bringing the money into Pharaoh's house. In time, the money from the land of Egypt and the land of Canaan was spent. And all the Egyptians began coming to Joseph, saying, Give us bread, and why should we die in front of you because money has run out? Then Joseph said, Hand over your livestock, and I shall give you bread in exchange for your livestock, if money has run out. And they began bringing their livestock to Joseph, and Joseph kept giving them bread in exchange for their horses, and the livestock of the flock, and the livestock of the herd and the asses, and he kept providing them with bread in exchange for all their livestock during that year. Gradually that year came to its close, and they began coming to him in the next year, and saying to him, We shall not hide it from my lord, but the money and the stock of domestic animals have been spent to my lord. There remains nothing before my lord but our bodies and our land. Why should we die before your eyes, both we and our land? Buy us and our land for bread, and we together with our land will become slaves to Pharaoh. And give us seed that we may live and not die, and our land not be laid desolate. So Joseph bought all the land of the Egyptians for Pharaoh, because the Egyptians sold each one his field, for the famine had got a strong grip on them, and the land came to be Pharaoh's. As for the people, he removed them into cities from one end of the territory of Egypt to its other end. Only the land of the priests he did not buy, because the rations for the priests were from Pharaoh, and they ate their rations that Pharaoh gave them. That is why they did not sell their land. Then Joseph said to the people, "See, I have today bought you and your land for Pharaoh. Here is seed for you, and you must sow the land with it. When it has resulted in produce, then you must give 1/5 to Pharaoh, but 4 parts will become yours as seed for the field, and as food for you, and for those who are in your houses, and for your little ones to eat." Consequently they said, "You have preserved our lives. Let us find favor in the eyes of my Lord, and we will become slaves to Pharaoh." And Joseph proceeded to make it a decree down to this day over the landed estate of Egypt, for Pharaoh to have to the amount of 1/5. Only the land of the priests as a distinct group did not become Pharaoh's. And Israel continued to dwell in the land of Egypt, in the land of Goshen, and they became settled in it, and were fruitful, and grew to be very many. And Jacob lived on in the land of Egypt for 17 years, so that Jacob's days, the years of his life, came to be 147 years. Gradually the days approached for Israel to die. So he called his son Joseph and said to him, "If now I have found favor in your eyes, place your hand, please, under my thigh, and you must exercise loving kindness and trustworthiness toward me. Please, do not bury me in Egypt, and I must lie with my fathers, and you must carry me out of Egypt, and bury me in their grave." Accordingly he said, "I myself shall do in keeping with your word." Then he said, "Swear to me." So he swore to him. At that Israel prostrated himself over the head of the couch.